What is up, people? It is Saturday, the 12th of December, and this is SITREP 49. 49. 49, man. I'm sitting here in wonderful Winter Springs, Florida, and right near Lake Jessup. Beautiful Lake Jessup, the alligator home of the United States. Word is that, not word is, truth is that this lake right here is it's a pretty good sized lake. All the nuisance alligators that they capture around Florida get dumped in this lake. So that's supposedly there's like 16,000 alligators in there. So keep an eye out for me if you see anything crawling up on the grass over here, especially on this side. I don't trust this side on my right over here. Yeah, keep an eye on that ridge line right there. Watch the ridge line for me. Hopefully I can squeeze this in before it starts raining. It looks like it's going to do a early afternoon sprinkle, Florida sprinkle. So, got my notice. I think I'm going to talk quite a bit today about not cancer. Let's do that. As you know, I have been working on a side project called Black Stripe Drone. Yeah, that. And one of the things that I did was I set up a Google account in the name of Black Stripe Drone, so I could set up a YouTube channel for it, just to put out some promotional videos and whatever. So in the process of doing that, one of the things that I did was apparently I clicked on yes, I'd like information for Google Ads, because this relentless woman kept calling me and trying to set up appointments to talk to me, and it'd only take 10 or 15 minutes, which it ended up being about that fast. But yeah, man, it's toasty out here. So finally, we ended up having the discussion, and essentially her role was to pass me off to the actual Google advertising specialist. And George was the guy I talked to. We talked to him for a couple minutes. And the bottom line was, it was pretty much as soon as he found out that I was a mom and pop kind of organization, the discussion was over. It's like, okay, well, I'll send you an email and I'll send you a little proposal. And that was, have a nice day. It was like 7 minutes long, right? But the bottom line is, so this is the way Google operates. So to the tune of about $2,500 per quarter, and you don't really put well, you can put a limit on it, right? They recommend for me $2,500 for 3 months, and what that does is they drive people to your business, and you kind of get to pick how you want to be contacted. Do you want Google to direct them to your phone, direct them to your website, whatever, to your store, brick and mortar kind of thing? But you only pay by the click, and that's click on whatever you want people to go to. So for me, it would be my website, so they can see all the services that we offer, and some pricing, and primarily the fact that a lot of imaging and photography projects are not they're not cookie cutter, because a lot of people think about a wedding. You can't say, hey, I want you to do my drone footage of my wedding. Here, click, I'll pay my $100. No, because they want to, you have to coordinate. Am I going to be there all day? If I'm going to be sitting there all day with my drone, it's going to cost you a lot more than $100, right? So we have to kind of coordinate what events do you want to be, what images do you want? Do you want video? Do you want still? Specifically, what times of day is that? Is it indoors or outdoors? And I have to help. I can help, and I need to help my customers kind of work through my capabilities and my limitations, right? People might think that I can fly, the drone inside down a hallway, and although I might be able to do that, it's highly not recommended. I'm not looking forward to damaging a $800, $900 drone, so those kind of things. So, but yeah, $2,500. I'm thinking, wow, man, I'm still working, so I'm a little concerned that it would work. And that, there's no doubt. I mean, Google has capability for sure. So I'm a little concerned though. They'd brought too much traffic to my site. I get all these, potential customers pinging me, wanting me to do jobs, and I mean, I can only work on weekends, guys. I might be able to do some things in the evenings. Like if you want me to go out, let's say you're an Airbnb owner and you want to put together your listing for the internet. So you might want me to go into your rental or your home, whatever it is you're renting out, and do some 360-degree panoramas, and then send them off to the UK super duper software mechanism, and have them stitch all that footage together so you can kind of walk around the space, whatever that is. I can do that kind of thing in the evening, but I'm kind of limited to the weekend. So I got to be careful before I flip that Google switch that I'm actually prepared to execute. And right now I'm pretty much not. And also $2,500 a quarter. What is that? $833 a month. That's more than the entire business is costing me a month right now. I mean, like way more. So I'm kind of on a shoestring budget right now because I don't know how it's going to work out. So yeah, that wasn't what I expected. I mean, when Google steps to you, man, they bring it, and they can definitely bring it, no doubt. So that's that part. That's the advertising part. A little bit about website. So GoDaddy, everybody knows GoDaddy. I'm going to school you real quick if you don't know. I'm going to walk you through kind of the process to, have a website and stuff. So the first thing you want to do is get what they call a domain. That's the www dot your website name here.com or .us or .me. And those suffixes on the end, don't think it's just .com. I mean, there's a bunch of them now. .com is the legacy one, World Wide Web .name here.com. But there's a whole bunch of them. So I selected one of the most simplest places to buy your domain is through GoDaddy. It's a couple of dollars. Once you buy it, you own it. You can sell it later on. A lot of people, if they hear a company's going to stand up, like, hey, I'm going to stand up the Ajax airline company, they'll swoop in. They'll go to GoDaddy and buy that domain, AjaxAirlineCompany.com. So then when Ajax gets around and going on GoDaddy to buy the domain, it's already been sold. And these guys will snipe like the Ajax Airline Company.com, .me, .us, all the suffixes, right? So now you're kind of stuck. So now you have to go to them and actually buy the domain if you want it, and they jack the price way up, right? So it's kind of sleazy, but back in the earliest days of .com, a lot of people were doing that, and some people made a lot of money. So, but that's one thing. So you buy a domain. I did that, and my domain is worldwideweb.blackstripedrone.com. And then you have to find somebody to host your website. And all that is basically is your web pages, and your website has to live somewhere, right? It takes a lot of data. You have images up there, you put your telephone number, you have a contact sheet where people can type in a message to you and click send. All that capability takes data and storage. So GoDaddy offers those services. Imagine that. Yeah. And it's relatively cheap. I mean, GoDaddy is, some of the positives for GoDaddy, the price is excellent. I mean, I think they even have free websites for basic stuff. Once you start adding pages, it adds up. But I mean, it's like $10 a month you can have a basic website. As you start adding capabilities, like if you want to add a store, that's another $10 a month. You want to do something else, it's another $10. You want super duper customer service and you want them to build the website, that's $3,500 to $4,500. But the one I have is you build, they offer you some kind of formats, free formats, and you kind of click what you kind of want your website to look like, click that format, and boom, it's there. And now you can edit it. You can get rid of their stock footage, you can put your photo in there and your videos or whatever you want. So it's pretty cool. On the downside though, I got to tell you, and I didn't realize this, if I had, I would not have gone with GoDaddy to host my website. The merchant anything is painful. I mean, good Lord. So part of my website, if you click on it, you will see one of the tabs is, I think it's pricing, right? Well, what you don't see is store, because I can put up some of the services that I provide and give people an idea of what it would cost for me to provide that service, right? But when you start talking about, shopping carts where yes, I want to click that service and it goes in your shopping cart and all that kind of stuff. That's merchant services. And, Google is just not good at that. Not Google, I'm sorry, not Google, GoDaddy. They have the capability to set up a store that's in the more expensive, the top end hosting that they do. I think that's still like $45 a month, which is pretty reasonable. So what I was hoping to do is keep mine down. I think I have the second highest tier of 4, and it's still only like $15 a month. But for the merchant services that I need, it's not adequate. So now I have to look at some other options. So in the other options category, you have companies there's one called Equid and one called BigCommerce. And these guys basically host your store. So let me back up, I'm sorry. So sticking with GoDaddy's merchant solutions, you can actually put a store on their website, but then you need what they call payment gateways or financial gateways. So you have to have some kind of interface between how does that buy now button get on your website? How does that cart get on your website? When you click on those and you go to pay, what pops up that credit card screen, right? Where does that go? That's all these gateway companies that do that. And some of them, like Equid and BigCommerce, you actually build your store and they provide that gateway, that financial gateway. So they collect the payments from the people that pay from their credit cards and stuff. And then the next day that goes in your actual business bank account with your bank. See, the banks don't want to get involved in this because there's risk there, right? Now you have the person that is interacting with your website is interacting directly, interfacing with your bank account. That's bad juju, right? You don't want that. So what that looks like now, or GoDaddy provides this, you can build a website and kind of a store on the website that they host, but they only use 3 gateways. They use PayPal, they use Stripe, and they use Square. PayPal, to me, is tried and true. I think they've had some issues with some people hacking, their data, but I think everybody has now anymore. Sony, all the big names have been hacked, right? Target. But to me, PayPal it's like an eBay thing. It doesn't scream professionalism to me. It's a good service, don't get me wrong, but it kind of seems I'm not going to say back alley, but hopefully you know what I mean. I'm not trying to diss those guys because what they do well. Anyway, there's that. And then I was originally going to go with Square because Square it's easy. They send you the little swiper that you plug into your cell phone, free. You don't pay for a monthly fee for those guys, and all you do is get charged by how many transactions you do. They just get a percentage of the sale, and they get like 10 cents per swipe, 15 cents, something like that. Looks like it's starting to sprinkle a little bit. I'll try and make this fast. So, not bad, right? But then I find out that Square, the guy that started Square is slightly dubious, and I can't remember who he is. But he is not a person that I want to do business with. That's all I can remember, actually. I'll leave that there. And it's not very secure, which led me to a company called Clover. Clover has been recently bought by First Data, and First Data is now Fiserv. But it turns out that my local bank right down the street from my house, Seacoast Bank, does merchant services with the gateway Clover. So now I'm like, you know what? I'm kind of decided on Clover, right? Clover is secure. It's a known quantity. They've been doing business for a long time and they're good at what they do. However, GoDaddy does not use the gateway services provided by Clover. So now enter a third party called Equid and BigCommerce, and there's other ones, but those guys will build a store. They would use Clover, and they'll provide a link that you can embed into your GoDaddy site. So on GoDaddy, you build a page, you don't call it a store, you call it an HTML. It pulls up this kind of raw format. You just click on that format for what the page will kind of look like. And then there's a little thing there that says, copy and paste or drop the embed code in here. So I'm like, cool, right? So I did the 14-day trial with Ecwid. I built the store, quasi what I wanted it to look like, got the embed code, dumped it into GoDaddy. When I first dumped it in there, dropped it, it kind of showed the outline of my page, my services and the outline and everything. I'm like, cool, it's gonna work, right? As soon as I clicked done, it only popped up 3 little like icons. And the first one was like, join us or join now or something like that. I'm like, what the heck? So I click on that, and it's like filling out this registration form, like you want to become a member of my the Black Stripe Drone Society or something, right? I'm like, what in the heck? So I call GoDaddy. So long story short, he's like, yeah, that part of our merchant services kind of works, but sometimes it doesn't. So this whole thing has been a freaking nightmare, man. It's so frustrating. I was hoping to just have GoDaddy and then have my financial gateway, but now it looks like I might have to have a third party. And then in investigating Ecwid, it's like Facebook. There's no phone number. There's none. Like if you buy the highest tier of what they offer, you get chat support. That's all you get. You don't even get to call anybody with the top one, and that one is like hundreds of dollars a month. I'm like, no, I don't need that. That's out of the question. Then I was looking at the other one. What did I say it was? BigCommerce. Their customer service is better, but they're expensive. I mean, their services were, how much was it? That was like $45, $50 a month. So now you have the cost of the gateway a month, the cost of BigCommerce a month, and you're paying GoDaddy a month for the website. So I don't know. I don't know where this is going to go, where it's going to end up. I didn't expect to get into this whole debacle, but that's where we're at with all that. So it's been crazy, man. Crazy. So on to drone stuff. So I've been doing quite a bit of, not quite a bit. I mean, I've been flying in the evenings here and there. We got our house painted. When was it? Last week and the week before. The painter forgot to do the trim in black, so he personally, the owner, actually came back and climbed up on the ladders and did all that. By the way, Shanzito, thank you, sir. Thanks for coming out, dude. But so it just so happened that one evening he was there painting, and I put the drone up, and I was kind of messing around, using him as a subject, kind of flying around, flying over the house. So I had this footage of him, and I'm like, well, let me try my hand at making a promotional video or something. So I kind of threw this together. So here's a quick look. Just remember that the software I'm using is free. I'm using what's the name of it? Shotcut. It's really kind of a pain in the butt to use. I didn't have any B-roll footage where I get some swanky side views and things that fade out and fade in. The transitions that I try to do, the fades came out terribly. You'll see what I'm talking about. But anyway, here you go with that. yeah, I'll even maybe slide in some video of me when I had the drone following me in auto mode and the drone battery flying out of my hoodie pocket. Here you go. So with that said, guys, I think I'm going to leave this one there. We're at almost 20 minutes. So the last thing I want to say is thanks for your support. I noticed, or I see that we have a couple of new subscribers in the less than 30 days. So it did not go unnoticed. I don't know who you are, folks, but welcome to the party. I appreciate you tuning in. And I would ask you to share this with others, especially if you know somebody that has throat or tonsil cancer. Maybe they can find some solstice or some information that they can use in all the semi-crappy videos that I put up. All right, guys, that's it. I am outie. Shizao Nizzle. Bye.